This is Woof
And Cat.
and Cat. So we just watched Ready Player One. Now, you guys probably already know this came out a little while ago, but Netflix made the smart move of re-releasing it or putting it back out there, especially now with things like the Apple goggles, the Apple Vision Pro that just came out. People are living more and more in augmented reality or maybe
VR.
virtual reality, right?
Yep.
So this is a timely occurrence for this to just come back on streaming. I think it was a good choice for them to put it back out there, and we really enjoyed this movie. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you thought?
It was a good movie. I liked all the references. I really liked all the references. I was a little surprised that Overwatch let Tracer in there, but I'm glad they did because everyone enjoys a good Tracer. But everything else was great. It was, to me, a little predictable, but that's just my opinion on that movie. And I like the usage of the cursing that they did do in that movie.
Right. So everybody knows that in a PG-13 movie, you only get one F-bomb that you're allowed to drop. And I think they picked the perfect moment when you have a psycho Chucky doll that gets released.
Oh, fuck, it's Chucky!
Very good use of your one F word per the PG-13 rated movie.
Yeah.
So you only get one. If you're gonna have an F word, oh fuck, is that Chucky?
Yeah.
Very good choice. Very good choice. This is a Steven Spielberg movie, so it's based on a book.
Is it?
It is, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was based on a book that came out pretty recently. Well, I guess it's been a while since the movie came out, so it's been a while since the book came out. But
I was gonna say it came out in 2018.
It didn't come out that long after the movie, I want to say.
Wait, I thought
it didn't come out that long before the movie.
Gotcha.
It was a pretty recent book at the time. Gotcha. But yeah. So Steven Spielberg movie, and like a lot of his movies, a lot of very obvious, very on the nose, very predictable, like you were saying.
Yeah, so I guessed a few of the things that I was talking about during the movie, which is really bad manners on my part. But I was talking during the movie, I was like, oh yeah, I know who that is. I was like, oh, that's probably Ancient Artemis. Well, I was right on one thing, it was Artemis, but
it wasn't H.
It wasn't H.
She thought that H was going to be the guy with the face tattoo.
I did.
If you've seen the movie,
pleasantly surprised that it's not. Came out in 2018. At this point, we haven't watched.
Well, it's not spoilers, but if you remember seeing the movie, or if not, go rewatch it. It's worth a rewatch, especially like we were saying right now with the Apple stuff happening.
Google.
Right? Yeah, Google came out with Google Lens or something before that, but
it didn't quite.
Yeah, it didn't take off the way that I think that the Apple product is going to take off. Because Apple, they released the smartwatch, they released the iPhone. They've really been on the cutting edge of all these new technologies.
Yeah.
And there were MP3 players before there was the iPod. A lot of people thought that the iPod started it, but like the Google Lens, there are versions that come out first. Apple just sort of perfects it and mainstreams that kind of stuff.
I'm not a fan of Apple, but that's okay.
Well, whether you are or not, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of this virtual reality stuff.
Unfortunately, because it's already kind of a problem. Let's be honest with that. With VR chat, it's already kind of a problem.
Spoken like someone who truly does not know DeWitt.
No, that's the problem.
She does not know DeWitt.
I've been on VR chat. It's not the best. Well, at least someone that I've been on VR chat without the VR stuff, but you're able to talk still. It's VR chat's full of kids. Not in the
Early
best
adopters.
way.
Early
It's
adopters.
it's like 12-year-old kids that are like running around screaming the not funny word.
Oh no, not the not funny word. I think I know which one you're talking about. We'll leave it at that.
Yes.
So, really interesting film in that, it's very obviously it's a Spielberg film. It's for everyone. It's very broad. It's very like, general audiences type movie, but there's still some things in there to kind of make you think, kind of give you something to think about.
Yeah. It's I like the premise of it where it's like if spoiler alert for I guess the whole movie, so fair warning.
Right, fair enough. We're probably going to get into spoilers, but
So, I'm just saying for the whole movie because this is the premise of the movie. I like the plot of the movie where it's don't focus so much on virtual reality as you should in real life, and I think that's a good.
Take some breaks.
Yeah.
Take the headset off every once in a while.
Take the mic away.
Get off of Twitter every now and then. She's looking at me. You could say the same about, I don't know, Discord.
No, don't say that. That's where most of these people are from.
Oh no. Well, just take some breaks, touch some grass every once in a while.
Take breaks. Touch grass.
But I thought, the thing that Spielberg does very well in these films is when he does have action sequences or big explosions or crazy things going on, it's very easy to follow the action. He puts the camera where it's following the action, and you really get a sense of the scope, but it also doesn't, it's not like things are flying all around and you don't have any idea what's going on. And when you've seen a lot of these newer superhero type movies, especially, a lot of the time it's just boom, 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 and you're kind of lost.
Yeah.
But, in this movie, it's very easy to follow the action. Very well shot.
Where everything's going.
Exactly. Very well shot action sequences. Story was tight, nice, clean story. Predictable, but
I was gonna say the only bad thing I can say about it is that it was a little predictable. But that's like nothing compared to actually what the movie is, and I really, really like the movie. It's just the one thing I could say is that that's predictable. Oh, I could see that coming. I loved the Iron Giant. Not even gonna lie, I thought that was the best part of the movie. Is the Iron Giant.
So a lot of people, I think when it originally came out, a lot of people were sort of digging at this movie, just saying, "Oh, it's just reference bait. It's just remember that. Oh, remember that." But that is a part of the movie. Is it's fun to see all of these different worlds colliding, all of these characters that we're so familiar with together in one place. And I think it's kind of it's a harmless part of the movie because the story is so much bigger than just remakes and remixes of old media. It's sort of it has that element.
They did play off with nostalgia a lot, especially with the Iron Giant, but they also played off of newer fads that everyone like Overwatch and Halo's on there.
Yeah,
very obvious the Halo characters. So I think they highlighted them and they knew what they were doing when they were doing that. But to give it credit where credit is due, the plot is absolutely amazing, comparably, and everyone does think it's nostalgic bait, but it's not, and or nostalgia bait, but it's not. It's
I don't know. It's fair to say that it's nostalgia bait. It's fair to say it. It's one of those things where I think when it came out in 2018, and around that time, people were kind of getting sick of the nostalgia bait. Everything was nostalgia bait, and it still is. But
I mean, sorry to say, but you can edit this out if you need be, but imaginary is just Foster's.
Right. So no, we don't have to, edit around that. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, like even new things that come out that don't directly reference older media, it's like, nothing's new under the sun. You're gonna have these same kinds of stories. But what I'm talking about is like the characters themselves, the IP. And one thing
Oh
that you
yeah,
can say about this movie is if you like those references, if you like seeing all your
I
guys.
do. I really do. Oh, like I said, I was really surprised to see Tracer. Now I don't know if you know who Tracer is. I mean, I don't know if you know who
Right, from
Overwatch
Overwatch,
is,
right?
but she's a big
All I
deal in
can
Overwatch,
say
and there's a lot of things about her.
all I can say about that is if they don't like, seeing Tracer in this movie, you should there's some other Tracer media out there
That's what I'm talking about.
that's probably a little bit worse for the brand than this is.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying I'm surprised that Overwatch even let it happen or isn't suing them over it or anything like that.
I'm sure they got permission in
I'm pretty sure they
advance
did,
to
but
do all of those references.
still, I'm surprised they let them do it then because they're very
Protective.
about all of their characters, specifically Tracer, because of how much the media is about her.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I think
That and May.
it's good business too, right?
Yeah.
They see their brand getting out there. They can't be too unhappy.
I mean, true.
Even though
getting
some of the
out there, so.
fandom is a little bit
Oh
disgusting.
please! Every fandom has their thing. I mean, look at FNAF.
Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's. So, sneak peek. I think we want to make a Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yes, because
video,
I have a
too.
lot to say. If you haven't already known, I am a big Five Nights at Freddy's lore fan.
Mhm.
So the
Yeah.
games are good too. Don't get me wrong. I have FNAF Security Breach, so maybe we'll play that one day. But
Yeah, look for that coming out. Cat
Maybe.
getting on
Getting
with
the
FNAF.
shit scared out of me on film. Hello.
Well, that's always the thing though with these types of films is you're gonna have a lot of these references, and it's does it build towards something? Is it there for a reason? I felt like here, yeah, it was because it's dealing with escapism. Basically, it's dealing with people escaping into different kinds of media, and whether or not that's horror movies, 80s movies, video games, it's all kind of escapism. It's all outside of the real world.
Which, to be honest, kind of everyone does at this point in life. There's some form of media. YouTube included that, is a form of escapism, and people watch videos or listen to podcasts or play video games or look on Twitter, look on Instagram. All of them are forms of escapism. You're escaping from the real world into a format of
a virtual
reality.
Kind of, yeah. And I think within reason, that's that's reasonable.
Don't get me wrong. Watch what you want to watch, and you can watch this, but
please like and subscribe.
But it is a form of escapism. I do it too. Don't get me wrong.
Really?
I escape into my YouTubes. I escape into my Markiplier and name drop Markiplier and Jack and all them. So
yeah, and I think it's healthy within a certain framework, right? As long as you have your real world sort of not built around that, but
I mean,
have that compartmentalized somewhere within your real world. That's fine.
I mean, once a day isn't bad of going into Instagram or Twitter, or YouTube, or podcasts or anything like that. Once a day is fine, but don't have it revolve around your whole world.
Yeah, and I think that that's part of the message of the movie is don't let your world revolve around something that essentially isn't real.
Besides us. Just kidding.
And I think that's a good message. I think that it's delivered in a very entertaining way. There were some pretty cool twists and turns to the movie that, I'm thinking of the big reveal at the end. We won't spoil anything, but there's some moments that you don't necessarily see coming that are pretty cool and pretty exciting to have play out. And overall, it's a pretty gripping film. It's a film that'll have you rooting for the hero. It'll make you want to see a happy ending, which is all Spielberg movies,
Yeah, and Like all Spielberg movies, if you're not into, explosions, don't watch. But it was really good with the explosions this time around. Not too much, not too little. It was quite nice, actually.
Yeah, I guess it felt balanced. Like I don't think he's necessarily a big explosion director. I feel like, that would be like someone like Michael Bay. But what Spielberg, I mean, to me, when I think of Spielberg's movie, I just think of something that's very broad, very obvious, very
Yeah.
sort of in your face, and very, there's going to be a big emotional orchestra sting when something
Mhm.
happens, and there's going to be, key lights, and everything's going to be dramatized, and you see that in this. It's a very,
Dramatic
very
movie.
dramatic, very sort of melodramatic, but not in a bad way. So is it high art? Is it like, is it something that you would watch on,
I wouldn't watch it
you
on
know
repeat, but I mean, I'd watch it again.
it's not super cerebral.
Yeah.
It's not a thinking movie, it's a feeling movie. It feels a certain way, and it's a fun movie.
If I'm being honest, I'd watch it in like a couple of months. I'd be like, "Ooh, let's watch Ready Player One again."
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I
Probably not going to do
probably not. But I
that.
mean, it took us a while to watch June again, so and I wanted to watch that movie for like a good bit because I fell asleep. If you haven't watched that
Yeah,
episode
so
yet,
she didn't really watch it the first time.
if you want to hear more on that, watch the other episode.
So yeah, but I mean, to me, it's one of those movies that I could watch maybe once a year or something. But
But it
it
was
was a
very
good
good.
it was a good rewarding, like, it gives you everything you want in like a 2.5 hour movie. Because if you're gonna see a long movie, you want,
It didn't feel like a 2.5 hour movie either. That was the thing
it was
with this
well
movie.
paced.
It really
It
did
was
not
well
feel
paced.
like a 2 hour movie. It felt like it was just, oh, I spent 2 hours watching that? I didn't even notice.
Right. Yeah. Very, like, there's always something going on. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of story. And the story is told, yeah, like in broad strokes. You don't spend too much time seeing the little commune that they've built is a rebellion against the big corporation.
They just straight out say it at the beginning, welcome to the rebellion.
Yeah, exactly. So you dive sort of right into each part of the story, which is another thing with Spielberg movies. Very tight, very, like, gets you right from one thing to the next. It's not a movie where you're gonna sit around like thinking about the themes, and there's not a whole lot to think about after the movie's over.
It's not like, what's that movie called?
The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Yeah,
So
that's another one.
this is not The Killing of a Sacred Deer. This is not, it's not an art film. And there's basically a monologue that goes throughout the film and ends it, that'll tell you exactly what you're supposed to think.
Yeah, which is, I will give it credit because that's really nice. I'm not gonna even lie to you. It's nice for me because I don't have to think. Like if you want a movie that doesn't make you think, this makes you think, just not in a way
Doesn't
that,
make you think very hard.
yeah. So if you want a fun movie that's just like, it makes you think about, do I really want to be online all that much? Do I need a break now and then? And the answer is probably yes, because everyone needs a break. Um, but that's like all you're really thinking about. And you're thinking about, ooh, what's gonna happen? Oh
Ooh, what's gonna happen? Oh no. That's the thought process. Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very nicely summarized.
I hate you.
She doesn't hate
I
me.
don't.
But yeah, not really a difficult film, a very simple film, but a lot of fun stuff. The parts with, like, where you go into The Shining, it feels very legitimate.
That was fun. I like that because I like that age was just like, I don't watch scary movies. You know I don't like scary movies.
Yeah.
That was great.
So fun character moments in there too, yeah.
No, no.
So yeah, definitely if you're a fan of The Shining, you'll have a good time during that part. It'll make you laugh. That's what you can say about this. And it's sort of a contrast there because The Shining is this very serious, very thoughtful film. And even just in the way it's portrayed in this, it's like the exact opposite. Like, this is a
Super
big,
funny.
funny action set piece that you just sort of move right through.
Yeah.
And, you don't have any of that building, any of that tension. But that's not the purpose. It's just, hey, look at this. Remember The Shining? And
Remember this reference? Ooh.
which is it's got its goods and it's got
It's bad.
its bads in that, because some people will get sick of the references or think that it's a cheap ploy to get you interested or get you involved in the movie. And yeah, kind of, but it works.
I mean, aren't kind of all movies like that? They use some kind of cheap tactic to get you interested in a movie.
You could say that. I guess.
Every movie uses a tactic. This one was just nostalgic. That was the whole tactic of that movie.
Right. I guess every movie is emotionally manipulative in some
In a
way or
way.
another, right?
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Which I can agree. Yeah. So, I mean, the thing that sets this movie apart from other movies that came out at that time, I think, was just the tightness of the action. The action is really well shot. If you want to see an action movie and have fun seeing cars jumping around and characters having big robot fights and not have it look like a sloppy CGI mess.
You know what else?
Then this doesn't look sloppy. It looks very clean. It looks very well put together.
You know what else I liked about it?
Mm.
Every time someone died, it was money coming out of them.
Wow, of course. Who doesn't like coins?
It was always money. There was no actual like blood or gore or like only blood there was The Shining, but there was no actual when someone was quote unquote killed in the game. It was just money coming out of them. All the money that was they had spent or all the money they had gained
right,
came out
all
of
the
them.
money they had saved up.
Yeah.
All your loot drops.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun. We like video games. We like our loot drops. We like our coins.
We do. Yahoo.
Yahoo. But a very fun movie, very lighthearted, easy to watch. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix now, at least in America. If you don't live in America, you might not have it. I don't know. Different places.
I mean, don't do that.
You can get it one way or another, right? But hey.
That is what it is. But yeah, very good movie. Very nostalgic. And a lot of references. So if you're a big video game like player, there is a lot of references and you will get a lot of the references. Even at the serious parts, like where the end where they're all fighting, there was still references and I was giggling the whole time. I was like, it's supposed to be serious, and I'm like, there's a Halo guy.
Yeah, that was there's a lot that's really fun about the movie. If you're somebody who enjoys seeing, hey, remember that? Hey, remember that? Yeah, this is a movie for you.
Like I said, it's not just nostalgia bait, but it's also a great plot point. Like the plot is very good. God, I couldn't get that out of my mouth.
Yeah, the plot's very clean. It moves along. It's melodramatic. It is the big evil corporation that runs everything.
Yeah.
And then there was a moment at the end where the police finally show up.
That's what I was going to say. Were the police the whole time?
There's this big evil corporation that can just do whatever they want, and they're like bombing cities and like doing crazy things. Nobody, there's never any consequence until it's just the right time in the movie, and that's all feels very hammy, feels very sort of cornball.
Where were they the whole time?
But not in a bad way. That's the kind of thing that you go into this movie sort of expecting.
Were they an oasis?
Oh my god, the cops were all playing video games. That's what it was.
Oh my god.
Nah, but it was a lot of fun. It's a nice, easy movie. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch.
Yeah, very good. But yeah, I think That's all we have to say, right?
That's pretty much all to say about it, right? And I do think that it was released at this time with the Apple.
One more thing, because I was thinking about it. Where does glasses go?
Where does his glasses
Where
go?
did his glasses go?
No,
That
he was
whole
wearing
time.
glasses in the beginning.
Because in the beginning he had glasses, and then suddenly when the corporation's coming after him, he put his glasses down for 1 second, and then they stole him. Where'd they go?
He probably just had trouble seeing after that.
Then how did he know where everything was? Because if I have my glasses off, I'm out for the count. I'm on the fence going, where the am I?
Maybe you didn't need him that bad. Maybe he was just fake nerding.
That's so sad. That's this negative points to the movie.
Oh my gosh, we got a fake nerd over
Fake
here.
nerd, negative points.
You hate to see it. No, but very good timing with the whole Apple Vision Pro thing coming out. Fun to see this movie again in that context.
That's probably why they re-released it, because of the little Apple thing.
I would imagine. But a fun movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yeah, check it.
That's all for us this time. Remember, smash that bell. Smash it. Destroy the bell.
Again, this is the only time he ever says that, because he's
Smash it.
else.
Smash it.
This is the only series he'll do that with.
Smash the bell. Comment. Tell us what you thought if you have seen the movie. If there are some haters out there, listen, post those hate comments. Post them.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Exactly. We will interact with you. We will argue with you in the comment section.
He will. I won't.
No, I don't have any time for that.
Neither of us do.
Comment, like. Even if you disagree with us, give us that like. Give us some interaction. Thumbs up all the way.
Even if you disagree with us, I'll still heart your comment.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
Ah.
A nice little heart. All right. That's all. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.